that applause going, Oakland. Let's do it. When I was 10, I learned from my dad about biological warfare. I couldn't believe it. Spray people with nasty germs so they get sick and die? People do that to each other? On purpose? Who would think of such a thing? When I was 40, I found out about suicide seeds. Seeds that are genetically engineered to not reproduce. Really? Who would think of such a thing? And isn't that biological warfare too? They pile up, those shocks and losses. Now, I take the long view. I hang on to the faith that the great living world will continue with us or without us, that in the wake of chaos comes rewilding and rebirth, that our only defense against the ruin of the world is the creative act. And when I say creative, I mean the fierce urge to live, like the salmon that hurl themselves against gravity and time to reach that place, that one place where life must go on. When I say creative, I mean playful, like the corn that comes in 100 different colors and shapes and sizes and offers itself in little wrapped packages with tassels at the end that say, "Eat me, plant me." When I say creative, I mean wise, like the maple leaves that know when it's time to grow, when it's time to glow, and when it's time to go, as radiant in death as in life. When I say creative, I mean sensual like the moon, always on her way to newness or fullness, dressing and undressing her milky body, seducing the seas till they dance with her. When I say creative, I mean curious, like my father, who spent hours in his lab tinkering with the laws of physics and twisted my mind into knots with imponderable questions about the universe. My dad was smart and all, but my mom has the skills. She can plant a garden, knit a sweater, make strudel, and create 3 different outfits out of one old shabby winter coat before you get up in the morning. When I say creative, I mean my mom, the survivor, against the ruin of World War II, against the chaos of no home and no family, a rock, a geode, working her magic in secret, out of sight. My mother collects wishbones, dozens of them lined up in a neat row on a string that spans the kitchen window overlooking her garden. Why don't you use any of your wishes, I ask. I'm saving them for when I'm really desperate. But what if that day never comes? You can't take them with you, you know. Then I'll leave them to my children. So there it is, my inheritance of wishes hung up to dry, like the laundry she pins on the line outside in the coldest months of winter. When I say creative, I mean the rising up of bread, of people, of new shoots in spring. I mean magicians like all of us, poets and teachers and dreamers who juggle the 3 jobs, the free box, the coupons, the bargain show, the cheap date, the potluck, the thrift shop, the clothing swap, the creative leftovers, just to keep the pot boiling. When I say creative, I mean audacious, like me, who, against the ruin of the world, created a child, a daughter. And I would go to the ends of the world for her, to the ends of the earth for her, and I would die for her over and over and over. But I would rather live.
Give another round of applause for Lilian Autler. Lilian Autler.